Do you want to reach out to the Vietnamese community in Seattle? Just advertise in Người Việt Tây Bắc, that is Northwest Vietnamese News, the longest running Vietnamese language newspaper in our region. Go to nvnorthwest.com.
Join Rainier Avenue Radio from 5 to midnight for Sunday evening sound sessions. Jazz from the Cabinets from Big Poppy.
That's right. It's time once again for Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy.
Sergio LaCour's Love Lines.
It's Sergio's Love Lines with Sergio LaCour. Go to the phone line. Tell her who we talking to.
Sage Prince and Just My Opinion.
This is Sage, and that's just about going to do it for the first half of Just My Opinion.
K-Fox Nightbeat with Nasty Ness Rodriguez.
It's the beat of the Fox. K-Fox Nightbeat, Nasty Ness.
You know what? You're going to listen from 5 to midnight. Just turn it on and don't stop. DJ Alibaba. The Underground Surround Sound Start Time with Paul
Thanks
Pearson.
for tuning in. My name is Paul Pearson.
Sunday evening
This is
sound
Start
sessions on Rainier Avenue Radio. You'll be listening the entire time from 5 to midnight. Sunday evening, your sound session on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is D Money of Fresh Juice, the hip hop and R&B show every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio. Along with my co-host, Mike Patron and ID Yourself. We're about to do our 599th show on March 30th with special guests Sean the Shaman, Greg Cypher, and B Light. And we will be doing our 600th show the week after that on April 6th. So tune in this Wednesday on 9 p.m. for special guests Sean the Shaman, Greg Cypher, and B Light on Fresh Juice right here on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.
Dealing with COVID-19 is uncharted territory, and everyone has different challenges. People may feel anxious, down, or overwhelmed. For some, these feelings can lead to changes in sleep patterns, an increased use of alcohol or drugs, or withdrawing from the people around them. If you know someone who's having a hard time coping, you can help by reaching out to talk and listen. To learn more about how you can help someone in need, call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273. Brought to you by the state of Washington.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not stopping at Mr. Island Street Brawl, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Welcome to Real Estate and Money, a half-hour program on Rainier Avenue Radio.world designed to help you whether you're a buyer, seller, investor, or renter in real estate. Your hosts are two local professionals who will escort you on your journey. Violeta Strash, who has years of media advertising and marketing experience and brings this extensive knowledge to John L. Scott Real Estate and all our clients. And Tina Lombard, who is a mortgage loan originator with Guaranteed Affinity with over 28 years of experience. And now here's Violeta and Tina.
Hello,
everyone.
Yes. Good to see everyone. Hi, V. Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Tina.
Great.
Hey, how's the weather there?
Oh, it's kind of rainy. It's kind of rainy, but we avoided a snowstorm. It's supposed to snow the next 3 days, so we'll take the rain over the snow anytime. So, how about yourself?
Oh, it's off and on, cloudy, a little bit of sun right now. It's cloudy. I'm looking out there.
Okay.
It was sunny a little bit, but it's not raining also.
Thumbs up. Okay. Great. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining the show today. We've got a very special show today. We're going to be talking about mental health. We're going to be talking about the emotional impact of buying and selling your home. So this is very important. If you have any friends or family members who are having to sell a house, not that they want to, but they're having to sell a house, or they're having to move, not that they want to, but they have to move. So we're going to be talking about the stresses and how to navigate through those waters so we can make sure everything's a positive outcome. So we're going to be talking about that after our mortgage updates or our market updates.
Yes. Okay, here we go. And by the way, Daniel said it's cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
Okay. I love meatballs.
This weather forecast. I like that. All right. So here we go with our market update, starting with King County. Active homes right now, 415 of them out there waiting for you to take a look and purchase. And in the past week, 441 sold with an average price of $1,233,000. And that's 14% higher than last year's $1,083,000. February, the end of February, days on the market. We're looking at 7 days last year. Now it's 6, so about a week. Really pretty flat. And then the dollar per square foot, 411 in 2021, and right now, the end of February, we see $487 a square foot. That's $76 higher. Pierce County, there are 201 homes out there ready to go. Sold 260 in the past week at an average price of $637,000. And last year was $571,000, 11.5% increase. Days on the market, 25 versus 16 right now. So there's like a week less than last year. And in our dollar per square feet, 240 last year, up $50 to $290 a square foot this year, the end of February. Snohomish County, we're looking at 172 homes that are active, 217 sold at $939,000 average price. Last year it was $762,000. That's 23%. Amazing. Days on the market, 21 versus 13 this year. Square footage, the dollar per square foot was $290, up $72 from $290 to $362. And it's just the start of, as we mentioned last week, it's just the start of the spring market. So we're going to see these numbers change quite a bit. A lot of people will be out there looking for homes, and hopefully that we'll have more sellers getting their homes ready for the market.
Right.
So there you have it.
Right. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and go into the market analysis for mortgages and what mortgage rates are doing. So Daniel, would you mind bringing up that link? Great. Okay, here we go. 30-day mortgage trends. And as you can see, you don't really have to look that closely, but they're going up. As you can see, this is just updated a couple hours ago, March 29th, 2022. The rates are right around 4.95. That's the average 30-year mortgage rate. Okay. Wow. So, yeah, things are getting really, really interesting.
What is the red versus the blue, Tina?
Is the 20-year mortgage rate. So classically, the interest rates that have the longest term, like 30 years, is going to be your highest because it's the riskier. And then your 25-year, 20-year, 15-year, 10-year, they're going to be lower because it's less of a risk. We're in some type of a strange anomaly economically. What's going on is the 20-year rate, which should be lower than the 30-year, is actually higher. So there's inflation, there's employment, there's all different types of factors that's going on in the economy, which are making those rates go kind of cuckoo. But basically, you don't want a 20-year. Why would you take a 20-year mortgage? That's higher than the 30-year mortgage.
What about 15-year?
Yeah, 15 years is a little bit lower than that. As you see, like 3.6, 3.875. It's still lower, but then your payments are going to be almost twice as much.
Higher. Yeah.
It's going to be twice as much. So it's an interesting dichotomy right now. What we're finding out is the applications are really, really low. Applications for new homes are extremely low, and that's across the nation. A lot of people are kind of flustered. I mean, you got the gas going through the ceiling. Inflation is like an all-time high, and it's just people are so unsure. The interest rates, the clients before, let's say, were qualified for $600,000. Now they're qualified for $525,000. And the realtors couldn't find anything at 630, much less anything at 525. So it really has slowed down the process a little bit. But on the upside of things, so the interest rates are still rising, even at 4.95. That is not a bad rate. Historically, it is not a bad rate. I was at 4.75 all the way until October of this past year, and I was just happy as a peach because 4.75 actually is extremely low. Because we've seen things in the 8s, the 9s, the 10s, and classically the 6s or the 5.85s in my career. So still the rates are very good. What I'm finding is the people who do have pre-approvals right now, and they're going into the market. Instead of a house escalating from like 700 to 850,000, you're not seeing that much of an escalation on properties right now because people are like, wait, hold on, we don't know what's going on. So we've got clients, even though the rates are higher, they're ending up with the same mortgage payment because there's not that escalation which they have naturally built into their offer. So when they offer something at 650, they're really getting the house at 675 instead of offering a 650 and walking away at 730 or 820 or something crazy. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So Tina, just so some people can understand this, if they were looking at a $500,000 home, what is the difference in mortgage payments for the 20-year versus the 30-year?
Okay. Well,
I know there's a lot of factors like your credit score and stuff, but what is kind of typical?
Well, I mean, it's a third less, so it's going to be less, but nobody really does a 20-year because it's not too much of a difference.
But right now it's high, right?
Yeah, it's higher. So you always do 30-year, but so it really is going to depend on if the 30 years, let's say at 4.5 and the 20 years at 4.25, then I can calculate a difference. But right now the 30 years at 4.5, so why even quote a 20-year at 4.8? It doesn't really it doesn't behoove anybody.
It could be a matter of $200, let's say, on your monthly payments, right?
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, like if somebody had a 30-year fix right now, if they were to lock today, and the 30-year fix is at 4.8, okay, and the 20-year fix is at 5%. Well, I would tell people take the 30-year fix at the lower rate. And if you want to pay it off for 20 years, put an extra $50 a month. So in classic times, if you pay one extra payment a year on your mortgage, you'll pay off that mortgage in 19 and a half years instead of 30 years. So in a situation right now, if somebody were to lock a loan right now and the 20-year is lower, I'd say, hey, to pay it off in 20 years, just pay an extra payment every year. And let's say your payments, your principal and interest are $2,000 for a month, then divide that by 12, and it's like 1,000, whatever it is. It's about $125 extra a month. Yeah. Just pay that or whatever it is. So, or $180 something a month. So you could always pay extra to bring the amortization down. So that's what I would tell people.
Yeah. So don't freak out about these rising interest rates. You can still get into a house and have a reasonable home payment, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, think about it. The baby boomers were like 4 point what? Oh my God! I was paying 12.5 on my first house. Okay, that's the baby boomers. The millennials are like, well, 4.5 is good. And then the Gen X people are like, oh my God, it's not 2.2. So they're freaking out. They don't know anything over 3%. So the rates are still freak out. The rates are still good. And the thing is, I tell people like the difference in rates be like I just quoted somebody for like 390 something thousand. And I think I quoted her 3.8 like several months ago. Now the interest rate's like 4.8. It's a literal difference of $400 a month in that interest rate difference. It's literally $400 a month difference. Okay. So let's just say now you pay $400 more a month for the same amount of money. So $400 times 12 months, that's $4,800 in the year. Okay. You're paying a higher rate. But if you buy a house at $500,000 and next year it's worth $530,000, let's just say, okay, on the low side, $530 subtract $4,800, you are still up $25,000.
Yeah.
So do not be dissuaded. Do not be distracted by the rates higher. Oh my God, it's horrible. It's not horrible. I mean, these are normal interest rates. And while everybody else is biting their thumbs and they're just like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. You go out there, buy the house. And then in a year's time, you're going to be having hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of dollars worth of appreciation. Who cares what the rate is?
The sky is not falling down.
The sky's not falling. My Lord still sits on the throne and we're fine. We're good.
We're good. And what else? And another good thing, I found out that Guaranteed Rate Affinity, your company, Tina, has an office opening in Kent in a couple of days.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I might go to that open house.
Oh, that's nice. Go.
Have a little
Remember, tell them I'm your loan officer, though.
I am. Yeah, I'm going to drag Miss Elsie along with me, I think. I just saw that come through on my email. So
yes. So we own
getting everywhere.
So we're in partnership with Realogy. So we own the Coldwell Bankers, Liv Sotheby's, Century 21s, and some Compass. But yeah. So maybe a good excuse for me to go fly up and visit you.
There you go.
Yes. So,
All right.
but yeah. So everybody, as far as the market is concerned, our message to you, and it has been in the last 2.5 years, is to please, if you can buy.
Do it now.
Right
Okay,
now.
Daniel. Let's go, hon.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts Violeta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard with Guaranteed Rate Affinity. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Great. So what we're going to talk about this segment is talking about mental health and emotional impacts. There are times when we have to sell somebody's house. Like, let's say our parents passed away, our parent is sick, or there's a divorce, or somebody has to move across state or something because they need to take care of a loved one. Now, these are emotional reasons why you would choose not to sell your house, but you have to sell your house. So there's an emotional impact for that. There's also emotional impact if you have to buy somewhere. Either you have to downsize because of loss of income for whatever reason, or you need to be near a loved one, and you have to buy in a market where that's not your first choice. And the whole life situation that you're entering into is not a choice. So we're going to talk about your mental stability, the emotional impact, and how to navigate that. And V is going to start out with telling her story about a house that she's listing right now.
Yes. So Daniel, you want to show, there is this gem of a neighborhood this community called Normandy Park, which is between Burien and Des Moines. And this little pocket has spectacular views. Look at this view from this house I'm listing in Normandy Park. It's close to schools, great schools, parks, beach access down towards the water there, and amenities just a block away with transit, mass transit availability, and close to the freeway. So look at, this is the front of the house. That view is great. And then we see other parts of this house. Here's the front entry to the house. And then next slide, the view from the living room looking out into that view right there. I did a twilight open house and it was spectacular sunsets there. Mm-hmm. And the back of the house with that nice wraparound deck and real flat lot, oversized lot, by the way. And you have views from down in the patio area at the bottom of those stairs. And then the land, you can do whatever you want. It's spectacular or meticulously landscaped, this house. But I want to say that this is an estate home sale and the emotional upset for the family of, having lived there years ago. They are the first owners of this home. They kind of grew up in this area, but the children were older. They were in their teens, so they weren't there very long. But mom and dad stayed there until mom passed away a while back, and then dad just recently passed away. So not only did they have dad's stuff to dispose of, but getting rid of mom's stuff that dad kept around, right? So it's been a trying time for the family to divide all that stuff up and get rid of everything, because their intention is to sell this home. So it took a while. It took a while for that process to get done. And now every day that they go there, it's painful because of the memories and the thought of them giving up the house. But they don't need it. Neither one of them need the house. And yes, emotionally, families do get involved in the whole process from beginning to end. They had to go through probate with a lawyer. So that took a while. So, right, Tina, things take a while as far as the process of, entering into.
Right. Well, see, the thing is, like with my mother, that happened like 4 or 5 years ago. It took us 3.5, almost 4 years to sell the property. We had to do some renovating and that sort of thing. And then something happened where the bathroom toilet on the 3rd floor exploded. The whole house was flooded. So that took 8 months of renovating, but the emotional impact. I mean, I think there's a story my sister says how they had somebody that came and took everything out of the house, and her and my other sister chased this guy down the street saying, "Stop, I need to take that lamp. Stop, I need to take this." And so emotionally, they still were not letting go. So there's a lot of emotion involved. They did not want to sell the house because we grew up there. Many fond memories there. And, my mother, still maintained the house even a year after she was in a nursing home. She still said, "Don't sell the house." So it was very emotional for us. And then no matter what offer we got, it was not high enough. And
going through that now.
The memories here are worth at least $2.5 million. And the listing agent's like, "No, it's only worth $700,000." It's just, And so there was all that going on. Then, the siblings were fighting, and who's going to get the piano, who's going to get this and that. And so it just wasn't on our top to-do list, But financially, we needed to sell the property. We needed to be over with it. So that was very, very difficult. And I think we went through like 2 or 3 realtors because my sister kept emotionally beating them up.
Oh, no.
They're like, "When you guys figure this out, let us know." And because there was just a lot going on. We weren't ready to sell. We really weren't ready to sell. So it was a waste of time. You know how it is to take buyers out and not really ready to buy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of same thing with us. So with us in a situation like yours, V, it's hard because there's not this strong motivation to sell. It's just kind of like, okay, we've got to deal with this and we got to sell.
Yeah. And one of the daughters came by and said, "No, this is my house. This should be my house. It's always been my house." And I didn't see Grandpa enough. So that the ties there, prevents people from moving forward. And the, the siblings that are selling the place, it's like, let's do it now. Let's just get it now.
I want to
move on. Yeah.
We try to give it to my baby brother. We try to tell my brother, "You take the house, you buy it from us." And he's like, "I spent 30 years of my life trying to get out of there. I'm not trying to go back in." I was like, no. I moved out of there. So, it was like hundreds of thousands of dollars to each of us if we sold the property. We just could not get emotionally past it. So, and then what do you do? What do you do afterwards? Nobody really we all had houses. So it was just, it was something we had to deal with as opposed to something we had to do.
Well, in my family, I lived here. I had the biggest house. My siblings were, down in the California area or New York. And the big items, there were some antiques that my dad had purchased in Europe. And since I lived here, I got the antiques. And now it's hard to part with the antiques. It's like, Dad wanted that for a reason,
You're stuck.
Stuck.
It's got to price them out on eBay. That'll motivate you.
I know. I'm trying to get this china cabinet into our pantry of all things, because I have no walls to put anything up against in my new house. And so, we created a pantry. Now my husband says, "Let's put that thing in the pantry too."
Yes.
Yes.
No. It's like, no, you know what? You feel like a traitor if you got rid of it.
Yes. What do you do?
Traitor.
I don't know.
So just really quick, everyone, before we go on, because you guys are all like feeling our same emotion. I've got a few tips. We've got a few tips we want to give you just really quickly on selling your house unemotionally and surviving the process.
Yes. Go.
Okay. So number 1 is kind of like call V, okay? Because you need to only work with an agent that you really like and you really trust. Okay. Sometimes our heads are clouded, our eyes, our hearts are clouded because, like I said, we think the house is worth $250 million. And the realtor's like, "No, it's not." But if you really like and trust them, you're more able to emotionally put that aside and go with somebody you trust. Okay. Another thing to do is actually just clean the house. Clean the house of all personal items if you can. Get the personal items stored and stacked away. If you cannot part with the china cabinet, you cannot part with the dishes or, mama's chest or what have you, take those and put them in storage somewhere and just sell the house. Separate the goods from the house. And that way you'll be able to still sell the house and not worry about it encasing the piano that she has, if that makes sense. Okay. Also, have a pre-showing system in place. So let's say that, Saturday you decide it's going to be open house, and Saturdays people are going to come over, and you and your sisters just cannot handle somebody coming in and the likelihood of them owning the house. So you need to get in the car and go to Ocean Shores or something that afternoon, whatever you got to do, go to a party, whatever you got to do. Remove yourself and actually set up a game plan as to when you're going to show that house, because you don't want to go there and, try to turn people and get all emotional. Okay. And now set your home up for selling. There are some parts of the house that are very personalized. You want to make sure if, mama likes pink and green together in a room, get that out of there. Get that out of there. If she had like a dog throne and she had like dog stuff all over this certain room, you want to make sure you depersonalize and declutter all that stuff. Okay. Yes. Do not personalize that house. Make sure you set the house home up for somebody to buy it that doesn't know you, and they don't want to find out about you by looking at the house. Okay. And also request at least 3 to 4 hours of notice before showings. So you can't have people coming over while you're sitting down and watching TV or you're cooking or something. So make sure you let everybody know that, hey, there's a listing. We need at least 3 or 4 hours to emotionally get up and clean out of the room. Also make sure that you don't take any negative feedback too personally. If somebody says, I think the basement's ugly, it looks like, somebody came in here and worked without permits. Maybe they did work out without permits. don't take it personally. Okay. People are just trying to give you their constructive criticism. Remember that it's worth it. Okay. So another thing at the end of the tunnel, you got to keep reminding yourself the reason why we're selling the home is because we want to move on with our lives. We want to make money off of this and just move on. And so we can start the grieving process somewhere else. So remind yourself there's light at the end of the tunnel, the reason why you're doing it in the first place. And it may not just be for to get money, and maybe because you need to emotionally move on and the family needs to restart.
Right.
So that's a huge thing. That's a huge thing. So I know with my house, when I tried to sell my house, it was a hot market like your market is right now. Mm-hmm. And I think I had my house in the market from like February to like August.
Oh.
And I had maybe 3 showings.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And the reason being is I was emotionally attached to the house. I really, really was. I wasn't giving my all to the realtor. I wasn't giving my all to getting the house, fixed. I had good memories at my house. And so I told you, V, I had a feng shui person in class, and she said, go back to your house, get on the plane, tell your house, thank you for the memories, thank you for the love, but I got to go. You need to find somebody else in here to fill this house with love and light. And I'm thinking that's the most kookiest thing. I don't know if my Catholic people will, agree with that. But I went to the house and I emotionally, mentally, and spiritually let the house go. And it did a lot for me. And I think the house sold within 3 weeks after that. Oh. Yeah. I bet like it was like 3 weeks after that. It was just like, I had emotionally, personally invested in that. And you can feel that.
And the last thing I want to say about the whole process, get rid of all the pet smell, defunk the house. You talk about declutter, depersonalize, defunk.
Yeah. Defunk. Defunk the junk.
No pet smells. Yes. All right.
Yes.
So I think that's it for today.
This week.
You have more?
No, that's it. That's it. Anyways, hey, part of our jobs here, I do mortgages and V also does real estate, but part of our job, 80% of it is all emotional support. And that's what we give you. Our job is basically nothing without emotional support. So if you need some emotional support, we are the ones to call because we understand it's not just the numbers, it's the heart, and that's where we connect.
There you go.
So that's it. So
find you the right home. Okay. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Daniel. We'll see you next week at 2:30. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Real Estate and Money with your hosts, Violeta Strash and Tina Lombard. For more information, call 206-717-4490. That's 206-717-4490. Go to the Rainier Avenue Radio World website to find the Real Estate and Money schedule, or tune into our live show every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3. We will help you find your dream home.